All right, welcome back to the report. High Button, myself, Justin, Dudes, Billy. This episode is brought to you by the High Button podcast. Make sure to go on over to our social media outlets, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks again to the High Button podcast boys for supporting the report. We're running a little late here, Billy. What's the excuse? Why are you late?
Work.
What else?
Sobeys, lineups, same stuff, different day.
Sobeys and Dartmouth doesn't have the self-checkout or what?
Hey, I was on North Street, bud.
Oh, shit, my bad. They should be updated.
Hipster alley up there. You got to be careful.
All right, first one on the docket today, heat wave in the HRM. It's hot as balls out. Dudes, what do you got?
Hot as balls, eh? I know it hurts you. You always have to wear sunscreen, so I'm sure you're not too happy about it. But I don't know, man. People are going to complain if it's too hot, if it's too cold, if there's too much snow. I happen to like the heat. I guess that's easy for me because there's a pool in the backyard. But, I mean, other than that, it's not the hottest day Halifax has seen over history. I think it was 1912 or something. I think that's the year my dad was born. I think it was 37 degrees. So it's the humidity that makes it hot. But anyways, I don't care.
That was a terrible take. All right, Billy.
No, it's been hot as hell. The last couple of days, I've spent most of my time at the ball field, which has been nice. We don't normally get many nice days for ball. But the thunderstorm last night was wild because of the, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know weather. I'm not a weatherman, but apparently the heat makes the thunder and lightning go, and she was going hard last night. It was awesome. I thought it was pretty cool. You could see it coming in, like where I live in the north end. You could see it coming in over the Bedford Basin. It was pretty cool to see how dark it got pretty quick, and then once the lightning started going, it went pretty crazy.
I'm personally not a big fan of the heat wave. Don't get me wrong. I like heat. I like hot weather. But this is the type of weather that, you can't sleep in. Right now I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. The sheets are sticking to my legs. Whenever I turn around, they spin. And then the next thing you know, the sheets are on the ground. It's too hot for me. The only thing to cool me down is a cold shower. And then, once again with the lightning storm, I lost all my Wi-Fi, and that's how I stay connected to the High Button, which is the business. So I was freaking out last night for 5 hours. I was scrambling around trying to just to be productive, and I couldn't. So I'm not a huge fan of it. It kind of sucks. And that's all I got for that one.
And mine was a shitty take.
That was a great take that I just had. I gave a description of why I hate it. You just said I hate it. You didn't give us a reason why.
It's my job to say my own words.
It's your job to give a description, and you didn't.
Move on to the next one.
All right, Sharks off the coast of Nova Scotia. I think that's badass. Billy, we'll go with you. What do you think?
That's back down to my old territory down there in Yarmouth. I mean, tons of the fishing boys down there. I'm sure they're even fired up to get out there and try and catch a peek of one of them. There's 4 of them I had seen on one of the Twitter posts today, and there's 4 great white sharks all in the southern tip of Nova Scotia, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. But I mean, at the same time too, there's a lot of people that swim down there, a lot of people that fish. That shit's dangerous.
All right, dudes.
All the craze about sharks and Shark Week and all that shit just kind of grinds my gears a little bit. But I get that it's cool and it doesn't happen very often. Like, people are going as crazy as watching the sharks swim live. Like, I can only see that being exciting for the first, 5-6 minutes. You get lost in it, but after that, I just don't get all the craze, man. I don't. That being said, if I was on a boat and I seen a shark, I'd be pretty amped up. But yeah, like I said, I don't really give a shit about sharks.
Yeah, I don't get I kind of agree with dudes there. I don't get the whole hype around it. Sharks are sharks. I thought there was always sharks on the coast of Nova Scotia. No?
Not great whites. Not like this though. Like, those are probably the most deadly animal in the ocean, no?
Oh, so they're great white sharks.
Yeah, normally they're down in Australia and stuff. Now they're up here because the water's more global warming.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of ridiculous that it's making the news. I'm kind of upset that I put it in this take. It's probably one of our worst topics so far, even though this is only our second episode.
It's gonna be worse.
Yeah, there's gonna be worse for sure. But I got no beef with sharks. I haven't come face to face with a shark. A shark hasn't done anything to me. One of my favorite movies out there is Jaws. Shout out to Steven Spielberg. So I got no beef with the sharks, and that's all I got for that. This next one here, closing HRM fields. I wasn't really sure what was going on here, dudes. I know you know a little bit about this. What do you got here?
So basically, it's it's not set in stone, but there's talks of taking 5 ball fields off the commons in downtown Halifax to make it like a communal. The description was a communal picnic grass area, which is like what? You know what I mean? We have thousands of provincial parks. There's beaches. There's small patches of grass near water that you can make for fucking picnic area. I get that the commons is like a community spot, but I mean, no one's ever complaining when there's softball games going on and they're walking through it and people are tanning and people are playing cricket for Christ's sakes. Like there's all kinds going on. They still have the oval and the fountains going. Like in my opinion, it's ridiculous. And the baseball side of it is HRM barely has enough fields, let alone fields that are well kept. And we're putting up all these turf soccer stadiums. And I guess I do have something against soccer, but I'm not against sports. And I just don't think that taking 5 fields away is going to help the game grow whatsoever in the city. That's like 200 kids a summer that don't get to play.
All right, Bill.
Yeah, like obviously baseball advocate here, and the crazy thing is there how many AstroTurf soccer fields is there in town? A ton. How many nice baseball fields? None. Like Beasley's arguably the nicest one around, and that's still not even adequate for what we play, and that's only amateur baseball still. So how do we expect to grow the game and like that? Like that's the big thing for me is growing the game. Like if you see as a kid playing soccer now, you can see the Wanderers play, you can see SMU play, and they're in nice stadiums. They got good fields, good facilities, that kind of stuff. But for kids to want to play baseball around here, there's nothing for them to aspire to play on. There's nothing like it feels like they're kind of the odd man out when it comes to funding or it comes to facilities and that kind of stuff. I see it firsthand, obviously, because we play and because I play. But at the end of the day, you got to have equal opportunity for all sports around the city. It doesn't matter. Like you said, there's cricket coming into town now, and they don't have anywhere to play. I mean, if they get rid of that spot at the Commons, where are they going to play? Then they're out. Not just baseball now. Now people that are playing cricket, now they're out of a spot. So, I mean, it's gonna create more problems than not.
So they want to take these fields out to put picnic tables?
It's not specifically picnic tables. They called it like a communal picnic area. So basically they would just take it out, put grass in, make little fucking garden beds or whatever it is that you do in like a picnic area, right? Basically it's just they're taking away the fields, so that's the main point.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I completely disagree with the city here. I agree with both of you guys how you need those fields. One of my favorite parts of the summer is going out there Friday afternoons and playing softball with my friends. Shout out to the Wet Bandits, even though I'm not on the team this year. Got cut. But I do think that's ridiculous. Where else would you put baseball fields around here? No, like you can't get rid of those. There's no in the city at least.
Nope.
There's nowhere else. Anyways.
Thumbs down to the HRM on that one for sure.
Okay, happy dancing guy. Okay, so this guy essentially looks like he works for UPS, and he was delivering a package to the front doorstep. And on the way to the front doorstep, he broke out a couple dance moves. He didn't think that anybody was watching, but the camera from the house was viewing him and caught the whole thing. I thought this was a hilarious video. Billy, what do you got on this?
Honestly, wasn't a huge fan of it. It honestly just looked like he was a happy guy just dancing. Like I didn't find it overly funny. Like his dance moves weren't that great. He was just kind of like honestly looked like most people at Toothy had come 3:30 in the morning, like just like zombie mode almost. Like it was all right. I mean, it gave you a little chuckle, but I think it's got blown up personally. But
dudes, well, voice crack there or voice crack.
Big day for you, hey?
Dudes, what do you got? What do you got?
Happy dancing guy. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be the power of the internet again. But that being said, if I guess it looks to me like the guy loves his job, or maybe he just loved that customer specifically. But a lot of the things you see on the web now, the interweb, is negative. So like for a guy to be happy like that, working his job or whatever he's doing, I mean, it's going to rub off on people. Maybe not too many, but people are going to, maybe even look themselves in the mirror and be like, wow, do I like what I'm doing this much? Probably not. Or maybe he just had a wicked day. I don't know. Either way, I agree with Billy. It was probably blown up more than it should have, but, good for him. Good, happy guy. We need more of them.
I think that this is the definition of a guy that loves to work by himself. Like if he was a cop, he couldn't have a partner. You know what I mean? A guy like that, if you have a guy working with you delivering mail, you're not just going to bust out those moves. Or maybe you will, unless you know your partner really well. But I think there's people out there that just like to work by themselves and enjoy what they do. Like you said, dudes, I think the world needs more people like him. If he's watching this and wants a job at the High Button, he can't work by himself. He'd have to work with us. But it's yeah, I loved it. All right, Shaq post-career. Everybody knows who Shaq is. He's an absolute legend. He was caught at I don't know, do you know what kind of concert it was? It was a festival? Do you know what festival? Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland, yeah.
Was it Tomorrowland?
Yeah. I think it's in Belgium. Belgium, I believe.
Tight.
So Shaq was in Belgium. I'm assuming he didn't buy tickets. He just walked in because he's Shaq. He can do whatever he wants. And he just walked to the front of the concert and just started bobbing his head almost like a rock star. Probably one of the best videos on the internet right now. Oh, dudes, what do you got?
I personally love that video when it made me go search some more Shaq shit on the web. I watched a couple videos. He does like tours of festivals. He just loves music. Like in one of the articles, it was like Shaq doesn't like to golf, and he's post career right now, so he loves music and he tours around to festivals. And apparently his DJ name is DJ Diesel, which was kind of funny to me when I read that. I'm not sure how reliable the source is, but it was pretty funny. And I ended up just watching a bunch of them. Man, he leads like head bobs in the front row, and people just love him. And they're calling it a wild Shaq. So like all the memes or memes or whatever the hell they're called. He comes in and they're like, when a wild Shaq appears, this is what you do. So, and he's just wearing like a beater. He just wears like a white beater, and he just the life of the party, man. I love it.
Billy?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious, man. That's so, like, you don't see that side. And the first guy I thought of when I seen that was Gronk. Like, Gronk's the only guy that you see, like, mainstream media, like, openly, like, at festivals and partying and, like, that kind of stuff. Because, like, you look at Gronk or you look at Shaq, there's no way that guy is sober. Let's be real. He sticks out like a sore thumb. He's 7'9", 380 pounds, like, and he's wrecked. And then you see another video of him in the mosh pit. I would not be in a mosh pit with that man. Like, he would knock you out in a hurry.
But when you're all banged up like that at festivals, you don't care what's going on. You want to get hit by Shaq.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. If any professional athlete should model their career after anyone, I think it's him. If you have the personality, obviously there's athletes out there that are dull as a doorknob. But if you can play the part and you can have fun living life like Shaq does, why not do the things that he does? And I thought the video was great. Front row at a concert. I don't know if I would necessarily do that myself, but I'm not Shaq. Yeah, good for him. Great video. Loved it.
Do you think people would follow you if you started the head bob at the front of the line?
Not a chance. Maybe. I'm a leader. Maybe.
Ford leader.
Legion.
What, Billy?
You'd be at the Legion.
What's the Legion?
The Legion? Oh, man.
What is that? Is that the old guys that ride around on the scooters with the hats on?
No, those are the Shriners, aren't they?
The Shriners?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they hang out at the Legion.
Maybe, I don't know. Veterans hang out at the Legion.
You're getting exposed right now.
All right, well, that's all we got for the report. That's all we got. All right, we're out. Peace.
Peace.